We often become so comfortable with our surroundings that we may overlook the dangers there, as Vivian and Dave Swanson discovered on the evening of March 1st, 1993, at the family ranch in Athol, Idaho.
School today?
Fine.
Good.
Project.
Kids and I all went out to the barn. We were going to feed the animals. The kids asked if they could swing on the swing. It's up in a loft. And so I said, sure, no problem. What do you say, Bullet? Huh? A little hay here.
Okay. Put your foot in. And out.
Hey, kids. I'm going to go get some wood. Be back in a minute.
We've always lived out in the country, and we've always had ropes hanging in trees and everything else. You know, kids love to swing.
10-year-old Atea and her 5-year-old brother Mark stayed behind in the barn.
I'll get my foot in this loop. Readjust it.
All of a sudden, the door came open, and Mark steps in and says, Taya's hanging by a rope in the barn.
From the rope in the barn.
It just kind of went over my head, and I turned back at the TV just for a split second. And then it dawned on me what he had said.
Atea! Atea!
I wasn't getting a response, so I was just thinking the worst. I've never seen anything so gruesome in my life. It's just a sight I'll never forget.
I need an ambulance.
What's the problem?
I think my daughter just hurt herself in the barn. Accidentally.
Okay, ma'am. Calm down. I can understand what you're saying. What happened, you know?
I don't know. My son just came in. He said my daughter was hanging from the rope by her neck. And my husband ran out there. I heard him scream when he went to the barn.
Honey, hang on, okay? I'm going to tap you in.
As soon as I got her loose, I checked the pulse because I didn't know if she was alive or dead. And I had a pulse, but she wasn't breathing. So I cleared her throat, and I started to administer rescue breathing.
Come on.
I've never had to use CPR in my life. But now, the first time I'm ever using it, I'm using it on my own daughter.
Come on, Taya. Come on, Taya.
My daddy was breathing into her because she wasn't breathing.
Come on,
I was scared because she wasn't going to be around anymore.
I looked up in the loft and I said, Dave, how is she? And he said, Vivian, she's almost dead. I just couldn't believe that God would take such a little life like that away. You know, because I know she's going to grow up to be a wonderful person.
Apparently, when she had hung herself, it had caused her to vomit. And so she was all blocked up. And I had to clear her throat, I bet you, half a dozen times.
Come on.
She was just laughing and playing around the house that night. And just a couple minutes later, she's half dead.
You can do it.
I mean, she's just so full of life and stuff that I couldn't imagine going through life without her.
Dad, she's going to be okay?
She's going to be okay, Marky.
It was a real relief when she started breathing on her own. But I started thinking about coma, paralyzation, and it scared me. It scared me real bad.
Within 5 minutes of the call, the Bayview Athol Quick Response Unit arrived, including EMT Shane Baldwin.
They're up in the barn, man.
When we arrived, we were met by the mother, who was extremely hysterical at the time.
Okay, come on, sweetheart.
The father already had the girl down, but it just scared the hell out of me.
Come on, Taya. Come on, Taya. Not good. She had a pulse, but she wasn't breathing.
EMT Debbie Cleaney helped treat the young girl.
Gave her rescue.
The father was really, really upset. He was afraid that because he took her down, that he may have hurt her neck worse. And we kept telling him, no, he did everything that he should have done. I mean, he did excellent.
Come on, sweetheart. She was in real bad shape.
Come on.
Her blood pressure was down, her respirations were down, and that's not good for a child. When they start going down that bad, they're not long for this world, usually.
Hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I never looked at that rope like a noose. Never. And I couldn't believe that I'd overlooked it. And I felt really guilty.
I was not sure if I would ever see this girl alive again, and it just tore me up. If I could give my right arm to have this little girl live, I would gladly do that.
I'll be sending them down. Okay, very good. Okay, thanks.
Ataya was transferred by Heart Flight helicopter from the local hospital to the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit at Sacred Heart Medical Center, where she was examined by Dr. Daniel Brudico.
What do we got? We received Ataya in critical condition. She was comatose, completely unresponsive to any stimuli.
How's her neural status in flight?
Been very unresponsive this time.
The most difficult thing for me to do is to talk to the parents and have to tell them that she may survive but may not be the Ataya that they knew before. Stand with her here, hold her hand and talk to her.
When we first saw her, it wasn't my little girl. They had tubes and everything out of her, and it was so sad. Pretty sad.
The doctor said, I want you guys to keep talking to her because she can hear you. And so me and Dave took turns all night. We talked about what the things we were going to do. And at this point, we knew she was alive. We didn't know how she was going to live the rest of her life.
I was sad because Dad was in the hospital and I wanted her to come home. Sometimes we fight a lot, but I still love her.
I'm still here, Ataya. I was there at 6:30 that morning, and she just opened her eyes and looked at me. Ataya? Ataya? I said, do you know who I am? She just nodded her head, and I knew she was going to be all right. I was positive she was going to be all right. It just had a big smile on my face.
Ataya was released after 4 days in the hospital without any sign of permanent injury.
She's just as bright as she ever was. The only reminder we have is the small rope burn on her neck.
Come on, Clay, you can hit it. I still do all the things that he used to do, but I'm a little bit more carefuler than I used to be. When I went back to school, my teacher had made me a cake, and the kids were really thankful that I was still alive.
In fact, she kind of had a big head after that. She came home one day and told me that she was the most popular kid in school. And I told her that's not the way you want to be popular.
We don't have the rope there anymore. We cut it down, but we made a new swing that you could probably never get her on. Hey, my turn!
I was just so thankful that Mark reacted the way he did. For him to run all the way from the barn to the house and told somebody, that's what saved your life. I'm so proud of that little boy.
I'm glad my sister's okay because she's my friend. Come here, Prince. I feel really thankful for my dad and my little brother because my dad and my brother saved my life.
You look like a real pro out there.
Right now, if somebody don't know CPR, I'd say they're crazy because it saved my daughter's life.
Pat him there. There you go. If I had one thing to say to the rescue team, I would just say thank you. I owe you a great debt that I will never be able to repay.
I love riding horses and doing things with animals. I want to be a veterinarian. I have a lot to look forward to when I grow up.